I have the weirdest life, I really do. Once again, I find myself in the middle of a brouhaha.
I'm going to tell you the real deal. Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones.
That no one knows what these are, but they can't identify what nightly drones are and where they're coming from.
Sky that are the size of an SUV over any city, over any state. It's an invasion of our airspace.
ABC contacts my employer. This threat of violence against me by Jimmy Kimmel has been filed with the Capitol Police.
Did you hear about the latest threat to national security? Marjorie Taylor Greene thinks Iranian drones are invading New Jersey.
That no one knows what these are, but they can't identify what nightly drones are and where they're coming from.
But wait, it gets better. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Jimmy Kimmel's got the scoop and he's not holding back. Is MTG onto something big? Or is this just another case of political hot air? Stick around to find out why Kimmel says these drones are about as threatening as a deflated beach ball.
I have the weirdest life, I really do. Once again, I find myself in the middle of a brouhaha.
Imagine waking up to find Iranian drones circling your neighborhood. Scary, right? Well, according to MTG, that's just another Tuesday in New Jersey. Our favorite conspiracy theorist, Marjorie Taylor Greene, is at it again, folks. This time, she's convinced that the Garden State is under attack by flying falafel machines from Iran.
I'm going to tell you the real deal. Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones.
MTG took to social media with all the subtlety of a bull in a china shop, claiming that Iranian drones were invading New Jersey airspace. She wrote, "Iranian drones are infiltrating our borders. We must act now to protect American soil." It's like she thinks the Statue of Liberty is about to be taken down by a swarm of kebab-carrying quadcopters.
It's off, I'm going to tell you the deal. It's off the east coast of the United States of America. They've launched drones, is everything that we can see.
But here's the kicker. While MTG was busy sounding the alarm, official sources were scratching their heads. The FAA and local authorities confirmed that there were indeed some unidentified drones spotted, but they were about as Iranian as apple pie. It's almost like MTG saw a flock of seagulls and thought, aha, flying spy cameras from Tehran.
These drones should be shot down. Whether it was some crazy hobbyist that we can't imagine.
Speaking of seagulls, MTG's claims are about as reliable as thinking those beach-loving birds are secretly working for the CIA. Can you imagine? Breaking news, Seagull steals classified documents disguised as a French fry. It's that level of absurdity we're dealing with here, folks. But wait, there's more. MTG didn't stop at just one wild post. She followed up with, "These drones could be carrying dangerous weapons or spying on American citizens."
As I appear to have run afoul of probably the worst woman in American politics, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah, because nothing says covert spy operation like a noisy drone buzzing around the Jersey Shore during peak tourist season. Now I know what you're thinking. Where's Jimmy Kimmel in all this? Don't worry, he's warming up his comedy muscles as we speak. Get ready for a roast hotter than the sand on a summer day in Atlantic City. So what's the real story behind these mysterious drones?
I also find it very rich that a person who did this in her campaign ad is suddenly whining about fantasies of violence.
Turns out they were just some overly enthusiastic hobbyists who didn't get the memo about flight restrictions. No international espionage, no airborne shawarma, just your average Joe with a new toy and a disregard for FAA regulations.
Now, we know there was a probability it could have been our own government. We know it's not our own government because they would have let us know.
But wait, it gets better. Enter Jimmy Kimmel, armed with jokes sharper than MTG's conspiracy theories. Buckle up, folks. This comedy takedown is about to take flight. Alright folks, Kimmel's warming up his comedy muscles and MTG's about to feel the burn. Ever wonder what happens when a late night host meets a congresswoman who thinks the Kool-Aid Man might be a Russian spy? Grab your popcorn, cause this is gonna be good. Jimmy Kimmel took one look at MTG's drone drama and decided it was comedy gold. He started off with a gentle jab saying, "Looks like someone's been watching too many spy movies." But that was just the warm-up, folks. As Kimmel got into the swing of things, his jokes got sharper than MTG's tinfoil hat. He compared her drone paranoia to thinking the Kool-Aid Man was a Russian spy.
Sky that are the size of an SUV over any city, over any state. It's an invasion of our airspace.
Can you imagine that big red jug crashing through walls yelling, "Oh, niet!" The audience lost it, laughing so hard you'd think they were being tickled by those imaginary Iranian drones. But Kimmel didn't stop there. He dug through MTG's claims like a kid in a sandbox, finding comedy nuggets everywhere. He mixed cold, hard facts with jokes so hot they could fry an egg. It was like watching a master chef whip up a perfect comedy omelet with a side of roasted politician. The audience was on a roller coaster of shock, laughter, and did he really just say that moments. People were gasping 1 second and belly laughing the next. It was like watching a comedy bomb go off, but instead of shrapnel, it was spreading common sense everywhere. Kimmel's roast spread faster than gossip at a church picnic. Before you knew it, social media was buzzing louder than MTG's imaginary drones. People weren't just laughing, they were talking about fact-checking and how crazy some political claims can get. But here's the cherry on top of this comedy Sunday. MTG got so upset, she reported Kimmel to the Capitol Police.
ABC contacts my employer. This threat of violence against me by Jimmy Kimmel has been filed with the Capitol Police.
Kimmel, being the comedy genius he is, used that to serve up even more laughs. He said, "This woman called the police on me for a joke, and now she wants to be a guest on the show." Talk about a plot twist.
The police and reported this. Not only did she call the police, called the same police she voted against giving a congressional gold medal to.
By the end of Kimmel's roast, MTG was well and truly crispy. He turned her drone fears into a full-on comedy barbecue, and everyone was eating it up. Kimmel didn't just make people laugh, he got them thinking about the crazy stuff some politicians say.
That's who she called, the people she wanted to defund. It's amazing how quickly you can go from these liberals who can't see anything anymore to, "What'd you say? I'm calling the cop."
But the real question is, did MTG learn her lesson, or is she still out there hunting for flying falafel? So, folks, we've seen how MTG's wild drone claims turned into a comedy goldmine for Jimmy Kimmel. It's like she handed him comedy dynamite on a silver platter. But there's a serious side to all this laughing. When politicians start spouting nonsense about Iranian drones invading New Jersey, it's up to us to put on our thinking caps. Next time you hear something that sounds crazier than a seagull with a spy camera, don't just swallow it whole. Do a little digging, check some facts. You might just save yourself from looking as silly as MTG did. Remember, comedy isn't just about getting giggles. It's a powerful way to shine a light on the nutty stuff happening in politics. So keep laughing, but keep thinking too. And hey, next time you're at the beach, give those seagulls a second look. You never know, one of them might just be MTG in disguise, looking for her next big scoop.